talking about how to Instagram like a pro. What I'm talking about today is learn from experience. I'm a self-taught photographer, marketer. All the images you see today are mine as well. So I'm also known as the Instagram girl. And for those that don't know anything about me, 18 months ago I could have been in the kitchen preparing your lunch. I've been a chef my whole life. I stumbled across Instagram as a platform nearly 3 years ago now. Loved social media, so I got into it for that reason and taught myself photography, gained influence and turned to marketing just recently in the last 14 months. So what is Instagram? Instagram's a visual platform. I'm sure everybody here has at least come across it. It's not like Facebook where there's lots of text or Twitter, which is predominantly all text. It's purely images posted on social media, and that's what I love about it. And I think that's why I've managed to get so much work as a digital influencer, because pictures don't lie. I work predominantly in destination marketing, so the key part of my job is to travel to destinations, take beautiful images and put them onto Instagram, so that hopefully people who are dreaming of their next holiday will resonate with the destination. So Instagram it's visual, it's fun, and it's very powerful. I say powerful because unlike Google Plus or Facebook, Instagram is a very organic following. So the people that follow you or like you on Instagram will see your content. There's no algorithm. It's not measured out by Instagram. It's all there for people to see. So Instagram for Dummies, and this is what I'm talking about today. I could go into why to use social media or why to use Instagram until the cows come home. It's a big area of interest, obviously, for me. But I want to give you some really basic beginners advice on how to use Instagram, how to do it best, digital strategy for Instagram, and content as well. So I just wanted to run through the actual layout of Instagram and how each page works. So the first bar is your home page. So these are the people that you follow. A lot of people, especially in business, really ignore this. I think it's probably one of the most important tabs. Who you follow, why you follow them, and the people that you engage with are so important, because if you support good people on the platform, they'll support you back. You'll build up those reciprocal relationships and you'll begin to gain a lot of momentum on the platform. So keeping up is important. You can't just be on Instagram and expect your content to attract a lot of views and likes and comments if you're not giving back to the community as well. So being on this home stream, giving back to the community when you upload, that's a big part of how I've gotten to where I am. The next one is the Explore bar. I wanted to talk a little bit about this because recently the algorithm for this has changed, and it's changed in a way that will benefit tourism, I believe, and operators. So it used to be stuff that was trending. That's why we used to see a lot of fingernails and One Direction and Justin Bieber on here. The way it's working now is that anything that's been liked by maybe somebody that follows you might like something that you see. Everybody that follows them will see it as well, and it will come up as based on pictures that you've liked. So using great hashtags like your state and regional hashtags, Tourism Australia's hashtag, that will increase your chances of being seen on somebody's Explore page. And everybody's Explore page is now different. It's not the same for every person. So using relevant hashtags and engaging with the community will increase your chances of trending on here and having more people have access to your page. So a new audience. So the upload bar, I wanted to go through this because one of the big things that I believe in is that Instagram's great for marketing through repetition, and I do this through my upload. So I don't like really in-your-face marketing. I like my images to speak for themselves, but I like people to really know where I am, and I do this through uploading. So first, obviously, I select an image, and just some practical advice on that. A lot of people don't know how you get SLR pictures to your camera roll on your mobile phone. There is no easy way yet. I still email images to myself, but I use Dropbox as well. So Dropbox is a great tool for retrieving lots of files at once. And if I'm on any job, I've always got a stack of images from that destination ready to go on my camera roll. So I choose my image, I select a filter. One of the good reasons to use a filter is that I believe Instagram takes this into account when they're choosing pictures to trend on the Explore page. I believe that they stay longer or rotate through more. If you use the same filter all the time, it can give a more consistent and cohesive look to your account as well. So the caption, I like to keep my captions short and sweet, and I think all tourism operators should do the same. Writing a big essay, trying to sell things, trying to talk too much about your company or business can actually work against you. Keep it short and sweet, but a little bit personal as well. I like to use relevant information, relevant hashtags, and simple branding. So I always mention where I am, if you're an operator, what the name of your operation is, if you're a destination, ditto. Use a hashtag, keep it really simple, but a little bit of personality as well goes a long way. And tagging, this is a semi-new feature on Instagram, you can actually add a tag there. When people are scrolling through their home stream, that will actually pop up and you can press on it and go straight to that person. So it's another way of repetition, more chances of a feature if somebody sees that they've been tagged, and again, just getting that brand in there one more time. Add to the maps as well, geotagging. I don't know if many people know this, but you can actually create your own geotag, and this is why people are often confused as to where I am. If I create a tag when I'm in region, I've just come back from Canberra, I can actually use that region now on the Gold Coast, use that geotag, and it will still pop up on a map in Canberra. So any Canberra content that I post will still have that geotag there. So when I'm finished, ready to upload, I've got my comment there, I've got the username of the account, I've got the tag, I've got the map, I've got the hashtag. 6 different times in that image, people will see the branding. So they'll see the picture, obviously, and then 5 other written ways they'll be able to see exactly what the product or the destination or the operator is. So the notifications bar is the next one, and that's a good way to keep up with engagement, see who's following you, liking and commenting, pretty self-explanatory. And the profile bar, a lot of people don't pay a lot of attention to this, but this is a landing pad. This is where people come when they're deciding to follow you or not. So it's really important to have relevant information in your bio, there's space for a live web link. And this, something I really love about Instagram is it's great for driving traffic. That's why I think it's great for people that sell through their website. I think it's great for bloggers, anyone that's trying to drive traffic somewhere. Utilise that live web link. Put some contact information there too. I get 90% of my work through people that are just emailing me based off having my email address there on Instagram. A little bit of information about what I do and a strong profile picture. And landscape pictures don't work well even for destinations. People want something that they can identify with. So setting that up properly is pretty important. And for those that don't know anything at all about hashtags, I'd say there's not many in this room, but using a hashtag will put your image into a gallery of sorts with other images using that hashtag. I use state and regional hashtags. This is Queensland, Brisbane any day, See Australia for Tourism Australia, a whole stack of different hashtags. I don't put them in my lead comment because I think it looks really messy. So I like to just start a note in my mobile phone, add all the hashtags that I intend to use for my campaign, and it's a copy and paste into a comment box. So it's not in people's faces, but the image will still be reaching all of those different albums and streams. So selecting hashtags, this is a question I get asked a lot, and again, it's important, especially if you're trying to grow and get momentum and reach a new audience. So you want to use hashtags that are relevant to what you're doing. Tourism, obviously, everybody here is in tourism. Also image-specific hashtags, that's where people who are looking for dolphins, for example, can go if they want to look at dolphin pictures and decide to follow you based on your content. And yeah, product unique hashtags for user-generated content. So for example, this is Queensland, which is what Queensland uses. Using that, letting people know that if they use that hashtag, you can repurpose their content. Really important to include those hashtags as well. So curating content, this is something I teach a little bit because I think that people that want to do more social media, or specifically Instagram, which is just pictures, it's so visual, they're really worried about getting enough content. Not everybody is a photographer, and that's the hardest bit, is having that right amount of content. So user-generated content, obviously this is Tourism Australia's complete social strategy, is to use user-generated content. So that's about spreading the word, and there's different ways to do that. One is on the bio of your page, so you say, use our hashtag and you could get a feature. Visit Grampians did something really fantastic that nobody else has done that I've seen. Simply the Instagram logo with their hashtag, and they put it in the national parks. So people that are visiting the region can see there's a hashtag, there's a competition going, generates interest, more user-generated content, so less content headaches and dramas. Staff members, a lot of businesses have photography-minded staff, and it's just a matter of finding them, empowering them, encouraging them, maybe working with them, paying them a little bit more money or incentives to try and get that content onto your channels as well. And local photographers, not even necessarily photographers, but enthusiasts or people who are trying to get into digital influence or Instagram as people using social media. Find out who they are, find out how you can help each other and utilise content from them. Digital influencers like myself, one of the jobs that I do when I go into region, it's not just marketing, it's making content available, so I can do a content package so that somebody's got enough content to go for weeks or months or whatever their needs are. And of course, multiple influencer trips, so bringing in a stack of digital influencers from different platforms to generate and curate content for you. Shoot your own, of course. Photography, if it's not your strong point, you can improve your photography. I encourage anyone that's semi-interested, who has a business or works for a regional tourism board to start snapping, start practicing. Use DSLR photography whenever possible. It looks better when it's for a business or it's for a tourism board. Okay, so good content. When I got into Instagram, I did not do it hoping or thinking that it would ever amount to anything except just a fun thing I could play with on my phone. So all of this, again, is self-taught, but it has actually become a bit of a formula, and Tourism Australia use it, different state tourism boards that I follow use it as well. If you post content like this consistently, you will succeed, build momentum on Instagram and get a really great following happening, and it's all pretty obvious. Sunrise and sunset. Everything looks beautiful at sunrise and sunset. You could take a picture of a piece of grass at sunset and it's going to look fantastic. Good light captures people's eyes, good strong colours. So do it, sunrise. You don't have to get up at sunrise. You can always go and do sunset as well. Animals. I used to say cute, fluffy animals, but I've actually found that all animals work well on social media. Tourism Australia, I think it seems to me like they're posting 50% of animal content at the moment because it just works, and it's my most liked content. People love it, people engage with it. Again, I'm doing my marketing and my branding through those different avenues I told you, so the comment and the caption and the geotag and the maps and all that stuff. So I just want an image that will engage, and then I want them to subtly realise that I'm talking about a particular destination. Images that engage are cute animals. Bright colours, simple technique, but just anything that's really bright and in your face. Instagram specifically is a mobile platform. I always consider that 90% or more of people that are looking at my Instagram pictures are looking at it on their mobile device. So I actually will push my saturation and things a little bit further than I would for, say, Google Plus or Facebook. So anything bright, different colours, variety of colours. Purples go really well on Instagram. Rainbow colours, actual rainbows. People want to look at something pretty, especially when they're on Instagram. They don't want to feel like they're being sold anything, nothing cheesy or producty. And a simple technique for people that are starting to shoot photography is leading lines. You can see how just any simple landscape can be really easily transformed into an engaging image just by using those basic leading lines like a path or a trail. First person perspective, I do a lot of this on social media. This is not commercial photography by any means, but again, putting someone in your shoes on social media works really, really well. So looking down at your feet or holding your hands out or, framing your view with something to give perspective of where you are. And finally, just striking landscapes. Not everybody's lucky enough to have striking landscapes. I think if you're an operator and you're in a region, it's fine to post content from that region or even that state, as long as you're doing the branding and the repetition through your commenting as well. Bad content, boring shots, anything that's got sort of pretty bad light and there's not much happening in the image at all tends to get lower engagement. Bad lighting, this picture in particular I took on my first time up to Monrepo to photograph the turtles. Super excited. I actually thought this picture would just explode on social media and just go off its head, but it looks so ugly. And it's because it's nighttime and I used flash and, that really bad lighting just doesn't engage on social. Anything that's too busy, I talk about this for Instagram in particular because it is a very small space. Again, if you have too much stuff going on in the picture, even beautiful, sweeping, majestic landscapes, I don't think translate very well to Instagram. There's too much for such a small area. Obvious product placement. I do talk to certain operators that they might sell a line and they wonder if there's a way around this. I'm happy to answer any questions for people where that is the case. But for the most part, anything that's really obviously cheesy or product placement, people just veer right away from it on social media. People use social media to relax and unwind and have fun, not to be sold to. Dark and moody shots, especially for you guys, your tourism operators, your regional tourism. You don't want to put anything kind of dreary or dark or a downer. Cheesy people shots. I don't believe that stock image pictures work on Instagram at all. Anything in your image library, pretty much don't use it. Even for me, any portraiture or anything cheesy or, that laughing couple, someone talked about the couple walking down the beach with a glass of wine, that it just doesn't translate to social media. unless it's genuine. So putting it all together, I wanted to talk a little bit about social strategy, just how to put it all together to gain a little bit of momentum, my top tips. Top tip number one, good content. I always say that content is king on social media. Engagement is queen, but content is number one. The better your content is, it's a visual platform. Use the best quality photography that you can by all means. I can't tell you how many accounts I follow, operator accounts, that it's just someone who's not good at photography with their iPhone, taking blurry out of focus shots, wondering why they've only had 50 followers for the past 2 years. You need to have really good content and you need to put it out really consistently. So consistent quality is really important as well. It's no good putting fantastic photography out if you're going to superset that with bad content as well. If someone's following you for your good content, you post something that's not good, they're going to unfollow straight away and you've lost them. So keep it really consistent. And again, with quantity, just put aside as much time as you can for your Instagram or your social media. Do it consistently. Don't post one picture one day and then the next week you've got a lighter week and you put 10 up a day for the whole week, and then the next week you're busy again. You just have to be really consistent with it. And that's a big reason why I've grown on social media. People follow me because they know what they're getting themselves into. They know they're going to get 3 to 4 shots every day, high quality images from wherever I'm traveling to. That's how I've marketed myself. Have a little bit of a personality. People like to engage with a person. So even if you're a brand or an operator or a destination, reply to people, have a laugh, put a joke in your comment, and just try and have a little bit of a personality that people can engage with. And get out there. I talk about engagement as being queen, and it is very important after content to engage as much as you can. Use hashtags, go out into the community, find like-minded people, follow like-minded people, keep up with them, build relationships. People are really worried about how much time social media takes, and this is if you have time. First of all, get the content and get it out there. Second of all, if you have time and it's starting to work for you, do more engagement. Get out in the community more. Do unto others. Don't just put content out and expect everything to come your way. You have to put back into the community as well. And engagement, I keep drumming that point in. The more you engage, the more people will engage with you. Don't be a jerk. I teach this to bloggers mainly, but it's important for tourism operators as well. There are trolls out there. There's people that are trying to get a rise out of you, people that are trying to say stuff about your destination that's derogatory. Just try and handle it with as much tact as possible. And have fun. You guys are doing this for a job. It's a job for me now too, but I always try and, on my busiest days when I'm at my most tired, I try and remember why I did this in the first place. And it's because I love Instagram, I love social media. So if I'm having a bad day, I'll just try and just relax, read some positive comments and have fun with it again. And post what you love too. I personally post about 90% of content that I know people will engage with because this is my business now, but it's important to put content out that you love as well to keep your integrity and keep your personality and your brand. So a few case studies that you've probably come across, but I'll talk about. Tourism Australia are the biggest example of a successful Instagram strategy from anyone in the country. I think they're the biggest in the world now too, for a country. User-generated content is their thing. So you can see in their profile, they've said, use hashtag #SeeAustralia to allow us to use your image. 5.5 million pictures tagged, so they never have to worry about getting content and empowering staff members and any of that. They just go to their account, go to hashtag #SeeAustralia and just pick the best content out. It's super easy for them. And their Instagram strategy has purely been 6 to 8 images every day, the best content, consistency and engagement, reaching out to the community. So simple, 5.5 million images, you know, not even that much. I think it's been 3 years since I've been on Instagram. For those that are curious, there's no easy way to repost, there's no app for it. You have to take a screenshot of somebody's image, crop it out using an app like Snapseed, post it back onto Instagram, and then make sure you mention who it's from in the lead-in caption. Very important. As an incentive for people to use your hashtag, they want to get something out of it, so a shout out or a feature or something like that. At the moment, Tourism Australia, if they feature somebody, they can get 500 followers off it. Maybe for tourism it would be a little bit higher. Queensland, because we're in Queensland. I think Queensland is the biggest state in Australia for Instagram. Tasmania is creeping up on you, but I think Queensland's the highest. And again, really simple strategy. And if you look at their pictures, that's pretty much the formula. That's cute animals, striking landscapes, sunrise, sunset, bright colours, following that really simple content that people love and they engage with. They've got their hashtag there, they're encouraging people to use it. When they repost, they're giving the username and they're offering incentive for people to use that hashtag. And it's exploding. I'd say it's probably growing exponentially at the moment. And Visit Brisbane. I did a campaign with Brisbane this year. They're trying to get all the regions working together, so it was a very cohesive campaign for all the different regions. So they're quite new, but 5,500 already is really impressive, considering I think they've just started putting their focus into Instagram this year. They're getting the user-generated content coming through now, so they're not having to worry too much about content, and beautiful pictures and the formula, the sunrises and sunsets. Spirit of Gold Coast, for those that are interested from an operator level, operators can really benefit from social media and specifically Instagram as well. Anyone that's got a visual operation obviously is going to be a lot easier. Spirit of Gold Coast is Wales. I talked to them last year. I went out and did a couple of trips and I gave them a little bit of advice on how they could best use Instagram. And they actually went and got like 10 or 15 members of the public that use Instagram. Not huge followings, but not small. And it really started to put bums on seats by the end of the Wales season, and they sort of incorporated it kind of in the middle. So I think they're going to come out pretty strong with Instagram this year, I'd like to think. Again, they've got their hashtag started, they're starting to get user-generated content. Hopefully they'll put something on the boat so that people know that they have an account. And again, they're offering incentive by giving people that shout out and that feature on their account.
Queensland shines on me, where it shines. Queensland shines on me, where Australia shines.